All right, another sci-fi film where one dude is the savior of all these people.
You were the chosen one!
No, not that one.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Nope, still the wrong one. That's more like it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one.
Say what again? Say what again? Say what again? Say what again?
What's going on, Toller team, and welcome to my review of Dune Part 2. I would say it's the most anticipated film of 2024, but we're gonna speed right into this. Before we get there, I gotta thank you guys so much for all of your supports, all the likes, the comments, new subscribers. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, like and subscribe if you like what you see. But I just really want to appreciate you guys for all of your supports. I've got a goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and the only way we'll get there is with your guys' help. Yeah, it's a big goal. It's my goal. I had to speed right through that because I'm extremely excited to talk about this film. So Dune Part 2. Let's get into it. Dune Part 2 is a 2024 sequel to, well, Dune Part 1, and stars Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin, Austin Butler, Dave Bautista. Oh, God, I had to take a breath there. A whole lot of people in this. Christopher Walken, Javier Bardem, Stellan Skarsgård, and even Anya Taylor-Joy for a very small cameo. Holy hell, man, this film has a lot of star power in it. And it's not just the actors and actresses. So you've got Denis Villeneuve, I hope I didn't murder that name, who is the director. And then you've got Greg Fraser, who's behind cinematography, and then the legendary Hans Zimmer lending his hand to the music and the soundtrack. So Dune Part 2 is a follow-up to Dune Part 1 from last year.
Well, duh.
And that we're still following along with Paul as he ascends to being the savior of the Fremen people on planet Arrakis against these, we're just going to call them dickheads, Harkonnens. They're absolute dickheads. So you have that storyline going on. You've got this Lady Jessica storyline about her becoming essentially this religious figurehead. And then you've got Paul and Shawnee's relationship, the love thing that they have going on. There is a whole lot going on in Dune Part 2.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
To start off my positives, I'm actually going to talk about the acting, because the performances were stellar across the board from literally everybody, but there were some standouts, like Timothée Chalamet and, surprisingly, Javier Bardem. And when I say surprisingly like that, I'm not saying him as an actor. He's actually fantastic. He hasn't had a bad performance that I can recall, but it's his character of Stilgar that is so integral to the plot, and he serves as this pseudo comedic relief. And I'm not talking about in a cheesy, corny way like in Marvel.
Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
His humor came across very grounded. It was still, even when he was being funny, he was being completely serious. It was just within the context of the situation, if that makes sense. And then there's Timothée Chalamet, who I wasn't sold on playing the commanding, powerful leader of anything, because most of his performances have been playing characters that are extremely witty and whimsical. But man, did he prove me wrong. Granted, he still had that very boyish charm that he's known for, but in the majority of the film, he was very hardened, very prestigious. He actually appeared to be a leader.
Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn.
My second positive is going to be the cinematography and the effects. When I say that this is the most well-shot film, most beautiful film I've seen in a very long time, I really do mean that. And the CGI is crisp. It's state-of-the-art. I mean, the worms looked awesome. The environments looked awesome. Vehicles, everything. It looked 20 times better than anything Disney has given us over the last 5 years. And the way that Villanueva and Fraser are able to contrast things is phenomenal. Going from dark to light, from dismal to vibrant. This film is a masterclass on how to steer things from scene to scene. But the thing that sticks out to me the most is the soundtrack and the audio. Very rarely do I demand anybody to physically go see a film in a movie theater, but this is gonna be one of them. My wife and I actually made the mistake of getting our tickets really late, so the Cinemark XD, the AMC Dolby, IMAX, all that was booked out, and we were forced to see this in a regular Cinemark theater, right? Like, oh, I know. So sad, right? You know, it's the ones that have like 4 or 5 rows. You're pretty close up there to the screen. And even though we were in a standard theater, my chair was rumbling from the battle sounds, from the worms, the sand, every little thing. So the audio mixing in Dune Part 2, combined with the soundtrack that Hans Zimmer puts together, is extremely epic. This is one of those films you want to see in a theater because your home is just not going to do it justice. But it's not all sunshine and sandstorms.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Dune Part 2 clocks in at a crazy 2 hours and 46 minutes. Now, I know there's a lot of story that we're telling here, which, by the way, if you're a fan of the books like I am, you're going to be a little disappointed with how faithful they are to them. But there's a lot of just unneeded fluff that takes up, I'd say, about a half hour of the film. One scene that I can recall pretty readily is when Josh Brolin's character of Gurney is talking about a particular something, no spoilers here, that they have to go and get. And instead of just going and getting the particular something, they got to sit around, they got to tell some jokes, they got to talk for a while. Stuff like that is unnecessary. If it's conversation that, you know, isn't adding anything to the plot or to the scene, like, yeah, it may be witty, but we don't need it. And it happens all the time in Dune Part 2. The pacing in general is a bit off too, with a lot of the character and relationship building in the first act, with a pretty overstuffed second act, and then actually a truly epic final act. What I'm trying to say is that if you're going to go and see this film, make sure you go to a nice theater. It's got the nice, comfy leather chairs, you know, the ones that recline and all that, because it's good, but it is you're definitely going to feel the runtime. So, should you check out Dune Part 2?
We happy? Vincent! We happy?
Yeah, we happy.
Abso-fucking-lutely. This is the perfect palate cleanser film to get the bad taste of the crap we've got in the last 6 months. You know, coming out of 2023 and then the horrible start to 2024, this film is definitely a masterclass. It is a must-see. I don't think it's the best thing ever, like everybody on social media is saying. I don't think that. But I do think this is a film that you should grab up your tickets, go grab the Dune 2 cup and that popcorn bucket that looks like a fleshlight, and actually go to the movie theater to see this, because it is a movie theater experience. It's not something you want to stream from your house. It's not something you want to pirate, you know. I know a lot of people sail the high seas, but this is a film that you're going to want to see on the big screen as it was supposed to be seen. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for checking out my review. Talk to y'all later.